I am just making sure that my camera and microphone are working. Good morning. So, I had a comment yesterday, and I thought I'd address this first before we get into the live. They said, Dean, have you abandoned the tropical shirts? Because all I see you wearing at the moment are jumpers. No, I have not ditched the tropical shirts. It is just bitterly cold. My hands are freezing in the UK today and this past few weeks. So I'm warming up. I say this in my events when I'm speaking at events. You know, it bites me in the ass when I'm in tropical shirts in winter. So I'm not going to put myself through that. So this morning I thought I'd come live and I thought I'd talk to you about your LinkedIn profile and my LinkedIn profile, any profile for that matter. But many people go nuts on social media and miss some of the fundamental things that actually will help them make money from social media. So on LinkedIn, I see this all the time. I see people, posting content, churning up all this noise with their posts and it going nowhere. And it's because they misunderstand the purpose of their profile. Now, if you speak to any of my team here, Josh, JC, Curtis, Georgia, any of those, you will hear the same thing. When somebody looks at your profile, can they work out what you do in seconds? And most people do not do this. They wrap it up in ambiguity and put weird statements on there that mean absolutely nothing. I help you get unstuck, or building a future for all, which means what? People are not going to give you the benefit of the doubt. They are scrolling, exploring, navigating ruthlessly. And if you want to get their attention, if you want to get their interest, if you want to get them curious about how you can help them, you have to be 100% clear with your profile what it is you actually do. I have seen people put their certificates all over their profile, put the letters after their name, and not tell people what they can do. The banner, they put pretty pictures in there. It's the biggest bit of real estate. People land on your profile and people put pretty little pictures in there and don't actually explain what they do. You want your profile to basically, if somebody lands on it, the right person lands on it, your ideal client lands on your profile, they should know it is for them. And they should go, this person does stuff for people like me. Let me explore this. That's what you should have. And instead, sadly, what we have is generic waffle, industry lingo, abstract concepts all over the profile. If you think about your profile instead as, this is the only place somebody is going to learn about me. If you assume that a total stranger is coming to your profile and this is the only place they are going to learn about who you are, who you serve, and what you offer, it will fundamentally change the way you do your profile. But instead, we go, what do I want to share? No. It's got to be about the people you want to do business with, whether that be big companies, small companies, solopreneurs, or AI gurus, or whoever. When they look at your profile, in seconds, 4 seconds or less, they need to figure out you may be relevant to them. And if they see that you're relevant to them in 4 seconds, they will consume the rest of the profile. So fundamentally, when you're looking at your profile on LinkedIn or anywhere else, and I'm overhauling all my profiles over Christmas. I've already done a bit of it. I'm overhauling them all. I am focused on, does this as a standalone place, does it help people see what I do, who I do it for, and how they can buy it, what it looks like? If they cannot see that, you're basically losing opportunity. Because if you think about it, I call it the LinkedIn profile loop. If you create a piece of content that interests somebody, you have no idea whether that's the first time they've seen your post, the second time, the 10th time, the millionth time. And if they're curious, if your post provokes interest, one of the major actions they're going to do is actually run to your profile. You've done this. You get a cold message from somebody on LinkedIn. You look at their profile. It's called the LinkedIn profile loop. If you get somebody orbiting you who's potentially interesting, yeah, and they're in your content bubble, they've just connected with you, you've had a couple of messages back and forth, whatever it is, or they've seen you, they are in your orbit, they will come to your profile and they will look. And if they cannot see any relevance to them, they're gone. But there's another really important part of your profile that matters. A bit further down, you've got the services and the featured. Big mistake people make with the featured is filling it with, these are my most popular posts. One, they look ugly. And two, nobody cares about your most popular posts, right? You care, so you want more people to see, look, this post went viral, look, I'm wonderful. No. What you want in those spaces are your testimonials. You want your offer. You want your lead magnet. You want the key things that are actually going to drive opportunity for you, not random posts, not posts about random things. Get really focused, right? On average, somebody's going to need to see your offer 11 times or more to consider buying it. 11, right? That's because they're distracted. The trust levels these days are really poor because of everybody's been burnt. Memory, short-term memory, loads of reasons why people need to see it 11 times, right? Where is it? Yeah. Now I'm talking live to you guys, right? So I can be a bit more blunt here. When I'm on with a client, I go, would a prospect actively consider buying from you and buying what you've got to offer based on they've looked at your profile? And then people go, well, actually, probably not, because it's not there. There's no details. You'd be surprised how many people's profile doesn't tell you what they offer to people. Doesn't tell them. And so if they need to see it 11 times, you've got a couple of options. Let your profile, in combination with your content and in combination with some touch points, do the work. In other words, a mix of activity, or you ram your offer down their throats. Which is it to be? You either let them find it and explore it for themselves, or you ram it down their throats. I'm not going to ram my offer down people's throats. So I put it out on my profile. I link my content to it. I put first comments in there, but I want my profile to do all the buyer education. I want my profile to actually tell people what I'm good at, how I can help them, the problem I can solve. I want my profile to do that heavy lifting. If I don't let my profile do that heavy lifting, I have to do that heavy lifting. So one of the big things your content should be doing, and this is something you should track in your analytics, you can see how many people visited your profile because of each post. You should look at your profile posts and go, am I driving the right traffic back to my profile to consume my offer? And is my offer there? In other words, what am I selling? Is it there? And if it isn't there, fix it. And then go backwards and go, well, how am I going to drive more traffic there? Well, okay, create more posts that create that curiosity, that start to look. And you can look at your own analytics to see which posts have done that and which posts haven't. So this is a fundamental oversight. Let's call it an oversight. If you don't want to hard sell people, You have to make it easier for them to find out what you sell. In other words, if you don't want to push it on people, you've got to pull people to your profile. So your profile needs to be set up that somebody leaves better educated about what you offer than when they came. And there's this weird thing, I'm going to wrap up with this weird thing that happens. If I shove my offer into the DMs to you or post about it, people go, oh, somebody else selling their stuff. But if somebody's curious, looks at your profile and starts seeing, oh, they do this, they are more inclined to actually read about your offer, look at your offer on your profile than if you put it in a DM. Why? Because one's pushed on them and the other one they've discovered themselves. And we miss this vital mechanic in our whole selling process on LinkedIn. Our way to create demand for what we do is just let people know and educate them on what we actually do. Don't assume they're going to go to your website. Don't assume that they've looked at all of your posts. Don't assume that they're going to join the dots. Don't make them do the work. Make it very, very easy on your profile for people to figure out what problem you solve, who you solve it for, and how they can buy your solution to solve it. So that's my little thought for the day. This is my last day in the office today for Christmas. So if I don't speak to you before, I will be on LinkedIn over Christmas. I might do some more lives. Last year I went live on Christmas Day because I'm sad. I will be live probably through and do some more posts. I'm going to ease back on my posting now for the next couple of weeks. Just do little bits and bobs. Just so that I can get a break as well and I can let my brain get some creative juices back after a very long year. But thank you for everybody who's supported me on LinkedIn. I really appreciate it. Thank you for everybody who supported me elsewhere. I appreciate it. Have a great Christmas, but more importantly, have a fantastic 2026.